An uprising to fight back against the reptilian overlords. I think that's what the song's about. I might have got it wrong. Vikings fudging up Christians. Can't we all just get along? Burning churches. Come on now, lads, that's so 90s. 80s style electronica, synthwave, etc. Gent, of course. Progressive leanings. Sucking of balls? This album certainly takes you on a journey. Periphery are back with the amazingly titled Hail Stan. Fade out. Fade out! So, due to this inclement weather and a mild bout of food poisoning, piscine-based food poisoning, known to some as fishy ring, literally shitting through the eye of a needle. And it's at this point that I'll ask you to like and subscribe. So, this is the band's 5th or 6th studio album. It's the follow-up to 2016's Select Difficulty. Don't know why I said that all in one breath. And as is often the case, the album leaked about a week ago, I think it was, maybe less than a week, but the band found out about it, and rather than let people listen to it that way, they actually ended up streaming it on their YouTube channel. So I've been listening to this album quite a lot this week. This is the first of their albums to be released on their recently formed label 3 Dot Recordings, and by all accounts the band spent the best part of a year writing and recording the album. They really took their time on it. But was that extra time in the studio well spent? Without further fudge, let's review. First off, we have Reptile. Starts out with a string section intro before Spencer guides us through this progressive tour de force. In here, a tale of a boy who reached the masses. His name was Billy and he liked to get high. A normal guy until the green skin apocalypse. A do or die. The song really kicks off at the 1:30 mark and it has a real swing and swagger. At over 16 minutes at length, the song really goes through a lot of peaks and valleys, and that's something I enjoy regardless of genre. Fact. It ranges from reflective ambient pieces, full-on blast beats. Does that look weird? Low, strong gent riffage, and some tasty solos. Spencer sounds incredible and the musicianship is on point throughout. I think this song is... there's a couple of references to coming down from the trees and mixing genes and all the rest of that sort of stuff. I think this song is probably a reference to the reptilian thing. You know, the reptilian overlords and that. Controlling everything, revolt against them and that. I think it might be, might not. Partway through the song we get a narrated piece from Mikey Goodman of 6th. Do you think you know who you are? Did you think you had it all worked out? Well, who could believe those dead-eyed soldiers? Red sky, rainfall. Not tonight. The winter beams, no beauty. Just cold-eyed monsters and bare branches. You can wail to the moon, but I'll just make things worse. They see you. They see me. They see all. There's some great leads thrown in, some more ambient and string sections, and the outro has this real sort of synthwave 80s electronica vibe to it, which is a recurring theme on the album. This is a truly bold and confident start to an album, and it's a real indicator of just how talented this band is. Phenomenal song. Track 2, Blood Eel. This song is heavy as fudge and gets better with every listen despite its gruesome subject matter. A song about Vikings coming over here and fudging up Christians in my fair Isle of Englandshire. It normally looks better than this. I've already done a review for this song and I shall say no more about this foul subject. Next up we have Church Burner. Free to Be Who I Be does not endorse the burning of churches. Find another way, guys. Found that this one had a real Dillinger Escape Plan feel, along with a touch of Faith No More as well. A frenetic, pummeling instrumentation that continues unrelented throughout the song. I felt that it was the choruses that had the strongest Faith No More influence. Soaked in Red. Ho to Ted. Oh, ho to Ted. Toe to Head. Deathbed Desire. Fire. For anyone who doesn't know, Faith No More sound nothing like that. I just like to point out at this point, stop saying point. I just like to point out at this point that the production sounds absolutely awesome as well. It was done by, what's his name, Adam Nolly Getgood, who used to actually play bass in the band. He still does play bass in the band, but it was mixed by him. It was produced by, I don't know, someone did it. All the frequencies are fully realised. It's very easy to get things very muddy when you're dealing with this much low-end sort of chuggage. But they do a great job and it really sounds clear and pristine and great, powerful. Next up we have Garden in the Bones. The intro riff to this one really reminds me of a beefed up version of Yes's Owner of a Lonely Heart. How old are you? I assume that this one is addressing the taking of America from the indigenous people due to its references such as headdresses, buffalo and firewater. And also in the bridge section there's what sounds like some Native American singing going on in the background as well. Very good. There was a real groove to this song that was very pleasing to the ear, and once again Spencer sounds fantastic. I'll say right now, the instrumentation on this album is absolutely on point from start to finish throughout this album. Sounds absolutely amazing. But it's Spencer Sotelo whose vocals completely steal the show. Absolutely great performance on every track. The claim we stake, a land within our wake, a garden in the bones, a headdress down in the soil we own. We build it on the bullshit, or build it upon the burial. A garden in the bones, a headdress down in the soil we own. We get some more great lead playing and a heavy finish, musically as well as lyrically. A powerful and emotive song. Awesome. Next up we have It's Only Smiles. There'll be no smiles with Fishy Ring. Starts out with a touch of synthwave, before going into an incredibly catchy riff that is a hint of that sort of early 2000s pop-punk stroke, kind of new metal-y, the weaker new metal shit, sort of Alien Ant Farm almost. Dare I say that? With much more intricate playing, admittedly. And an especially infectious chorus. I've been trying to work it out. Got to get away from the sights and sounds. Keep it on the ground. I don't want to be me. But just carry on and smile through it. Death is true and I'll be missing you. It was difficult to not be completely taken in by this one. Another great track. Next up we have Follow Your Ghost. More straight up gent in this one, with some very aggressive vocals and a nod towards Devin Townsend with some of the more gang vocal type stuff. Strapping young lad that be. There were some great heavy riffs and I really enjoyed the way that the song kind of introduced this brief refrain before building up again for a truly impassioned performance by Spencer. Drink. Blow. Chemicals will rise so I can ease the guilt. From the escape, so cut low, draining all the blood. Your hero falls. There was no need for me to say it like that. Next up we have Crush. This one starts out with another synth and drum line which I found very reminiscent of Algorithm from Muse's latest Simulation Theory. And I believe somebody did a bloody good review of that one. And it has to be said that the opening vocal phrasing reminded me very much of P.O.D's Youth of the Nation. We are the earth, we are the sky, immortalized. We are the body and the mind, the ancient tribe. There's another string section in this song as well that's used to great effect and really adds to the song. Feels triumphant and cinematic. And it ends with an orchestral score that could have quite easily come from an Alfred Hitchcock film. Or a Busta Rhymes video. Penultimate song on the album, Sentient Glow. We return to the heavy on this one, but by no means is it lacking melody. This one I felt had a real touch of Killswitch Engage to it. I really enjoyed the riffs. They were nicely fast-paced, precise and intricate. Know that it was the choruses that reminded me most of Killswitch Engage. Watch the horizon fade within your eyes. Within you. I have to trust I will pull through. This is the end of the suffering. Another very enjoyable song. And the final song on the album is Satellites, and this perfectly bookends the album along with the opener, Reptile. A lot more ambient instrumentation on this one and a great use of echoed vocals. What do we know? What do we know? There's also a touch of jazz, courtesy of Matt Halpin's superb drumming. And the back half of the song builds into something truly special, with Spencer giving yet another highlight performance. In an album of highlight performances, the mountain cracks from all the kicks. The love we take and the grave mistakes. The land we rape that's within our wake. And all we strive for is blood and satellites. There's another refrain and the song builds once again to an impassioned close. Battered skin under the road. Life begins as I corrode. We're going under. And the album truly ends with a haunted message that once heard cannot be unheard. A stunning end to an absolutely stunning album. So, that's the album, and for now, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm very close to giving this a 10 out of 10, which I've never ever done. It might be by the end of the year that this is actually a 10 out of 10. I'll see what I feel at the end of the year list. But as of right now, this is pretty much incredible. I've been listening to it ever since it was streamed. And I've just been listening to it over and over. I've listened to this album so many times this week, which is something I don't often get to do because record companies won't have anything to do with me. But regardless of what my score is, the band should be incredibly proud of this album. It's just fantastic from start to finish. I've enjoyed it every time I've listened to it. It's been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, awesome. Absolutely fantastic album. So, there we go. Another video done. So what have we got coming up next? Well, I think the next one I'll be doing will be Disc 2 of Devin Townsend's Empath album. I got the deluxe edition, which had the 10 bonus tracks. So I'm going to do a review of that. And also I'm going to do a classic album review of Mastodon's Crack the Sky album, which recently turned 10 years old. I thought that's as good a time to do it as any. But that'll do for this. I've waffled on way too much with my fisherman's gut, and I think it's time for this old sea dog to make it back to shore. Oof.